house is on Medicaid. My husband, me, our baby daughter. Okay, we're all on Medicaid. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the birth control in my arm that I have. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the antidepressants that I have at no cost to me. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to go to therapy to continue to be the mom I am to the 3 kids and 2 separate houses that I have to do. Without Medicaid, my daughter wouldn't be able to go and get her vaccines and go and get all of the things that she needs as an 18-month-old baby. Without Medicaid, my husband wouldn't be able to go and get the medications that he needs and the treatment that he needs for his disability. Without Medicaid, not a single person in my house would have health care.
Within the last couple months in my town and surrounding towns, we have had 2 ERs shut down. With that being said, we have had 2 people go to these ERs to get help, not be able to receive the help because the ERs are shut down. They have then had to be care flighted to the closest ER and almost lost their lives because they weren't able to get the help they needed fast enough. Someone brought this up in a local Facebook page in our town and brought up how these ERs were shut down because of the big beautiful bill. And in these comments, people were posting that the ERs were shut down because Democrats were not paying their medical bills.
Me and my husband just left the grocery store, walked there with not even 4 bags and paid over almost $300 and something. Everything has just went up double. Like, what the heck, man? This is getting crazy. We can't even afford groceries anymore. My husband brings home not even $500 a week. And we can't afford this freaking crap. And we went to fill out for freaking food stamps to get help. They denied us. They said he made too much. Off of not even $500 a week. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. We can't even get help. But that's not the point. My husband, he works. And I can't work. This is getting out of control.
I just want you all to know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for giving him those chances. I'm sorry. I see things now. I see them clearly. And I think I saw them way too late.
There's been a lot of MAGA regrets on social media right now. A lot of them who voted against so many things. They voted against, they actually found out that they voted against their health care, Medicaid, Medicare, then SNAP benefits, all the other benefits that they are getting from the government, all gone, slipped through their fingers because of the decision of their votes. People always say that voting has consequences, but I think that now is coming to reality what they all meant, what, consequences actually meant, because some of the things that we see as consequences were never consequences, but the one we're seeing right now is actually the consequences of voting against your own interests. And that's why MAGA is freaking out right now. Well, I have a lot of clips I gathered for you guys. I'm just going to let them roll, then I'll come back with the commentary. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Credit to all creators on this video. So let's go jump right in, then I'll come back with more commentary. Let's go watch.
Fiscal year 2024, Medicaid costs for emergency services for legal immigrants skyrocketed by 142%.
Just so I'm clear, we're supposed to be angry about humans receiving emergency medical services? That's what you're saying? Because, again, so we're clear, undocumented people do not have access to Medicaid or Medicare, okay? And that is also a separate topic. But you specifically brought up emergency services, meaning you're angry that people in an emergency situation, you're angry that they're getting emergency medical care? And you think that we should also be worried about that? Because as somebody who has worked in an emergency room and works in a hospital, never fucking once have I ever seen somebody in need and thought, I wonder if they're documented. Never, ever once has that crossed my mind. One time, this poor man who was working for a tree trimming service, something went wrong, tree branch in his eye socket. Rolls into the ER, tree branch in his eye socket. Never fucking once did it cross my mind to be like, oh, is this man documented? No! I'm like, oh my God, this poor person. Let's give them the emergency services that they very clearly need. People come in all the time who don't speak English and they're in diabetic ketoacidosis or septic from a severe cellulitis or something. Never fucking once has it crossed my mind whether or not they're documented, because I don't give a shit. And we shouldn't give a shit. When I see somebody in need, I want to help them. Hence why I entered into the medical field. And who's going to pay for those services? I don't want to pay. Fuck you. Disrespectfully, who's paying for the $200 million ballroom in the White House? Who's paying for the tacky gold foil on the walls? Who's paying for alligator Alcatraz? Who's paying to deploy National Guards onto American citizens? Who's paying for the occupation of American cities? You haven't thought about that? You haven't cared about that at all, right? You don't care where that funding comes from, but you care when people in need are getting emergency medical care? I'm surprised you don't burst into flames.
Grocery prices in the States have reached the point of insanity. I just went and bought 3 items, and I want you to guess how much it cost me, okay? I bought a salad kit, and then I bought Beyond Meat, which arguably should be cheaper than real meat. I mean, it's made from plants, right? I bought a tub of cashews. The cashews alone cost me $12. $12. That's nuts. For 3 items, it cost me $24 and change, a quarter way to $100. Now, at what point is this just not tenable anymore? No one can afford this. This is becoming absolutely bonkers. I thought it was bad 4 years ago. And I thought it was bad last year. No, we've gotten to the point where I don't even know what next year is going to look like. Okay, if a loaf of bread is $6 and a tub of nuts is $12, I don't even know where we go from here. No one can afford this. I know grocery prices have gone up all over the world. I feel like in the States, we are really feeling it right now. Am I crazy for thinking this? I mean, what do you think?
This is getting ridiculous. All this is $74. I got 2 lemonades, coffee creamer, some churros twist, some Pop-Tarts, Takis, some dog treats and M&Ms, and water. $74, guys. This is ridiculous. I thought it was going to come out with like maybe $40. Nope.
So the emotional intensity is, just outrageous. People are not just angry, they are shocked, they are confused, and in some cases genuinely scared. Countless of MAGA voters have had, been assured that conservative policies would improve their life, lower the cost of living. We saw videos of a lot of people saying that, we're going to buy cheaper groceries, cheaper eggs, cheaper cheese. I can't forget the woman who came out and tell us how her daughter loves to eat a lot of cheese, and now she has to share cheese for her daughter to eat. But now I doubt if she can even afford the cheese she was buying and sharing for her daughter the last time. Well, eggs was actually a very big thing during the campaign trail, that a lot of them were like, he's going to make us buy cheaper eggs. But somehow they are buying even more expensive right now. People are talking about how grocery prices is so high right now that they can't even afford anything, right? Well, and protect American families. Instead, they are, seeing the opposite, rising out of pocket medical expenses, cut to assistance programs, and a growing sense of, vulnerability. Videos and posts of frustrated voters expressing regret are going viral, with different memes and, emphasizing the irony of voting against their own immediate interests. The situation underscores a major political situation or lesson, okay? Voting based purely on ideology without considering personal impact can have serious consequences. Many MAGA supporters, right, were sold a narrative of self-reliance and small government. But when the government rolls back support that directly affects their healthcare, housing, or income, the results are devastating. People are feeling betrayed, and the backlash is not just political, it's deeply personal right now for a lot of MAGAs, because for them, this is not what they voted for. For them, they voted for cheaper things, but somehow they are getting even more outrageous prices. But I feel that also people who we don't mind paying a little more for our groceries, just make America great again. Whatever you have to do it to make America great. We will pay whatever cost, okay? Well, healthcare in particular has become a flash point. Seniors on fixed incomes are struggling to cover rising prescription costs, with low and middle income families are seeing cuts to Medicaid that leave them vulnerable. For some, the loss of benefits is a literal life and kind of death situation. The outrageous online issues isn't abstract. It's fueled by real world hardship right now. People are facing a lot of hardship right now with the cost of things right now. People are like, you know what, we are not doing this anymore. People are not even able to live right now. Things have skyrocketed so much, right? You can see it in videos of elderly people talking about skipping medication, families rationing meals, and parents navigating bureaucracy just to secure the basics for their children. The meltdown is amplified by social media, where MAGA voters are openly questioning the leaders that once supported, they once supported. Some are calling out local representatives, others are criticizing state level officials, some are even calling out influencers that influence them, right? Well, and growing number are expressing regret for not listening to warnings from political analysts and opposition voices, right? Well, the movement that was once united by loyalty and ideology is, kind of fracturing as people face the immediate consequences of policy decisions. This movement also exposes a disconnect between political messaging and lived kind of experiences. Conservatives kind of leaders have long criticized government assistance programs, framing them as enabling dependency for a lot of people, that people are becoming lazy because the government is funding a lot of their lifestyle and all of that. So, what, we just have to cut down on this. A lot of people are lazy. And of course, some of them say that it's immigrant that is actually enjoying this, but somehow it's actually the citizens, it's actually their own people. Because who is actually coming out to cry more? We all know who, right? So we cannot be saying that these are the people when in real time it's your own people that actually enjoy most of the benefit that comes from the pocket of the government. Well, so beyond individual hardship, this situation has broader social implications. Hospitals are seeing increase unpaid bills. Food banks, report higher demand, and communities are struggling to support families in crisis because you can only give from a filled bucket. You can't give from an empty well, right? Well, the policy changes ripple through society, demonstrating that the consequences of governance aren't just political, they are human. For MAGA supporters, the fallout is intense. A lot of people are realizing that voting based on slogans and promises without understanding the full scope of policy consequences can backfire in dramatic and personal ways, as is backfiring right now for a lot of them, and they are freaking the hell out about it. Well, guys, let me know what your take are in the comment section. I would love to read from you. Please consider subscribing as well if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it, and credit to all creators on this video. See you all on my next. Bye, guys.